Hello guys, my name is Balkrishna Srivastava and welcome to Code with BK. So in this video we solve question 7 of 2023 ISC Computer Science Specimen paper, which is to design a class OddEven. So before we begin, it is a request to please subscribe to my channel, because out of 100 views only 1 or 2 are subscribed and a subscription is very important. So please do subscribe to my channel. So let's begin. So this is the question we have to solve, and whenever I solve ISC board computer science questions, I always recommend that you read the question very carefully from the first letter to the last letter. Alright, so take a minute and give it a reading. So we have to design a class OddEven. Okay, these are the data members, these are the methods. Okay, and you have to define a main in this case as well. And the thing to understand here is that they have two arrays, array 1 and array 2, and this arranged array is basically copying elements from both array 1 and 2. First you copy odd elements from array 1, then you copy odd elements from array 2. So first elements are 13, 19, 11. Okay, then you copy odd elements from array 2, so 7, 17 and 45. Then even elements from array 1, so 2, 6, 26, 4. Okay, and then finally even elements from array 2, so 22, 4, 12. Alright, so I'm going to write this class OddEven first. Okay, and then I'm going to write the main to test it out. Okay, so I'll say class OddEven. Okay, and I always solve these questions on Visual Studio because I have to write code from memory here. I don't have any help from autocomplete or from the IDE, right? Because you people will also be writing code from memory in your exams. Okay, so data members to store integers in the array. Okay, so private int a. Okay, then we have integer to store the size of the array, private int m. Okay, these are data members, so they are private. Then we have the constructor. So since this is a constructor, it's going to be public. Name of the constructor is the same as the class name. Takes one argument in int mm. Okay, and I'm keeping the name of the argument same. Alright, exactly as You can choose to have a different argument name. You can say it's a maybe p. It does not matter, but try to keep it the same that they have mentioned. You don't want to give them any chance to deduct your marks. Okay, initialize the data member m equal to So we say m equal to alright, and we also have to create the array, okay, of this size m. Alright, because by default this array would be otherwise pointing to null. Alright, so our constructor is done. Moving on to void fill array. So I say public void fill array. Okay, this is public because this is a member method, and keeping the name of the function exactly the same, right? Okay, so to enter integer elements in the array, so you are supposed to read integer elements into this array from the user. So you can use a scanner class object or a data input stream class object to read input from the user. So I'm going to say scanner equal to new scanner system dot in. Okay, and since I am using scanner, I have to say import java.util.scanner. Okay, I can choose to close the scanner as well. You can close the scanner or not close the scanner, it does not matter. Okay, and in this particular question I will not close the scanner. I'll tell you why at the end of this video. Okay, now you have to read m elements into this integer array a. Alright, so I'm going to say a prompt message out.println enter plus m plus integers. Okay, alright, this is again not a part of the requirement. It does not say that you have to prompt a message. Okay, but I always add a prompt message because whenever I run the code I should be able to get a prompt message. You can add this, you cannot add this, you're not going to lose marks. Okay, so I have to read multiple integers, so I'm going to use a loop that runs m times. Okay, in each iteration I read an integer v using next int from scanner. Okay, and I set the ith index to this value v. Alright, and my fill array method is done. So fill array is done. Moving on to the next method, arrange. Okay, so since this is the member method public, the return type is OddEven. The return type is the same as that of this class. The name of the function is arrange. It takes two arguments, OddEven p and OddEven q. Okay, keeping the name of the argument same as mentioned in the question. Now this stores the odd numbers from both the parameterized object arrays followed by the even numbers from both the arrays and returns the object with the arranged array. Okay, so you have to create a new object of OddEven, okay, that contains elements in this fashion, okay, from P and Q. So if this is P, this is Q, the elements in the return object should be something like this. Okay, so we create OddEven arranged, okay, equal to new OddEven. Okay, now when you are creating an OddEven object, you are passing the size of the array. So when you have to arrange the elements of P and Q into one single array, the size of this arrange is going to be the sum of sizes of P and Q. So P dot M plus Q dot M. You could also do P dot A dot length and Q dot A dot length. This would be perfectly fine as well, but they have given a separate data member to store the size. So I am going to use M. Okay. Alright, and finally I will return this object, which is going to be my last statement. Alright, so if you look at this example, we have to copy odd integer elements from P first, then odd integers from Q, then even integers from P, and then even integers from Q. Okay, the first thing is copy all odd integers from P. Okay, so I iterate the entire array of P, which is using a for loop going till P dot n. Now, if this element at ith index in the array P is odd, that is, if P dot A, you access the array of P using this dot operator, and you can do that because we are accessing this array within this class. Okay, even though this is private, this is going to work because this piece of code, okay, this piece of code which is accessing the array A of P is within this class already. Okay, if P dot A of I, the ith value in array A of P, %2 is not equal to 0. The standard check for checking if an integer is odd, %2 is not equal to 0. We have to add this element into the arranged array. So I'm going to start with an index 0 that will iterate the indices of array in arranged. Okay, so arranged dot A, the array A in arranged, its index plus plus is this value P dot A of I. Okay, so this loop is going to copy all the odd integer elements from array A inside P. Alright, similarly we copy all odd integers from Q. Okay, so iterate Q instead of P. Okay, so go till Q dot M. Again you can use Q dot A dot length. Okay, but since M is given as a separate data member, we are using M. Okay, if the ith element in array A of Q is odd, we add it to this arranged array. Okay, Q dot A dot of I. Okay, so all odd integers from P and Q are copied. Similarly, copy all even integers from P. Okay, so you iterate. Okay, you change the condition to is equal to 0. Okay, if %2 equal to 0, it means this integer is even. If %2 not equal to 0, it means this integer is odd. Okay, and similarly you copy all even integers from Q, so double equal to 0. Alright, so our arrange method is done. We just have to return arranged. Okay, alright. Okay, moving on, we have the next method, void display. So I say public void display. So this display method has access to this array, so I'm simply going to print the elements of this array. Okay, so I'm going to say for int I equal to 0, I is less than M, again using M and not a dot length. Okay, so I want to print this a little pretty. You can simply print everything in one single line, space separated. So I'm going to say system dot out dot print square bracket plus a space. Okay, and then system dot out dot print ln. Okay, and closing bracket. Okay, and in each iteration I print the ith element. Okay, so I do system dot out dot print. Okay, I print a of I plus a space. Okay, so this is going to print all the integers of this array A space separated, and before printing these it is going to print this opening square bracket, and after printing all of these it is going to print this closing square bracket. Okay, This is not mandatory, okay? Only this code is mandatory, that you are printing all the elements. That's it, okay? So my display method is done as well. Now you have to define a main to create objects and call the functions, okay? So I'm going to say public static void main string args, okay? I say odd even p equal to new odd even, and this constructor has to take the size of the array. All right, this constructor takes the size of the array. So I'm going to use this example. So the first array I'm going to create of size 7, so 7, okay, and then read element, so p dot fill array. Then again creating another object of type odd even, giving it 6 elements because the second array has 6 elements, filling this array, okay, okay, and then I get the arranged, okay, is you can use any of these objects, okay, either p or q to call this function, okay, because this is a non-static function, you will have to call it using an object. So I am going to say use p dot arrange, okay, I pass p and q, okay. So this is calling the function arrange through object p, passing p and q, and it will return a new object that we are storing in arranged. Alright, print elements, okay. So you can call p.display, then q.display, and then arrange.display, but I'm simply going to call arranged.display, okay, because I know the elements I'll be entering p and q, because that will be going through input, right? Okay, so this is my code. I hope I haven't made any silly mistakes. So Java C question 7, yep, Java ISC question 7, enter 7 digits, okay, 2 13 6 19, 2 13 6 19, 26 11 4, 26 11 4. Then you get the prompt for this second input, which is for this second object, okay. So we enter 722 722, 417 417, 12 and 45, 12 and 45, 12 and 45, okay. So when I press enter, I should be able to get this as the arranged array, okay, which is by displaying arranged, okay. So my arranged array is 13 19 11, 13 19 11, 7 17 45, 7 17 45, 2 6 26, 2 6 26, 422 412, 422 412, alright, which is my answer. So let me run this again with lesser number of elements, say 3 and 3, okay. So I compile, run, let's say 34 5 and 18, and 23 9 and 88. So it should be 5 and then 23 and 9, and then 34 18 88, 5 23 and 9, 34 18 88, okay. Alright, so this was the solution to this problem. Now let me tell you a couple of key things here. Is first, if I do this scanner.close, okay, I will clear, compile and run. I am able to enter 3 integers for my first object, which is calling this method, okay. But for the second case, okay, when I call fillArray, I get an exception. And this is happening because we are calling this function twice from 2 separate objects, which is creating 2 separate scanners and closing them. So if I leave this out, this works. Compile, run, I say 1 2 3 4 5 6, okay. Alright, why is this happening is something that I cannot explain here. So if you want to know in detail why is this happening, let me know in the comments. I'll add a separate video regarding that, okay. Second thing is you can use p or q any object here, because function call from p and q will be the same, because you're passing the same objects and you are getting a new object in return. You're not changing the state of the object you're calling, okay. That is in this case, in this method, okay, you're not changing the array a of this particular class. So you say I don't have anything like a, something like this here. I'm accessing a of p, q and arranged, alright, not accessing the array of this particular object, okay. And this question is also solved in Hindi, so I will add the link of that video in the description, and I will also add the link of the code. Okay, so please like this video, subscribe to my channel and share my channel. And if there was something that you did not like about this video, please let me know in the comments so that I can improve in my further videos. And you can always let me know in the comments if there is a question you want to solve or if there's a concept you want to discuss. Thank you.